Montana candidates suggest homeless island tourist attraction.
Let's create it as a tourist attraction.
Candidate in Montana had a solution to the homelessness problem. And
my business wanted to sponsor a living pod. We could build it.
Homeless people, apparently. We will charge businesses to advertise on homeless
and as the rest
island.
of the world is moving forward and you're all about regressing back in life, you're gonna go away.
Hello there. Welcome to the Young Republicans podcast. My name is Robertson. These are my co-hosts, Kirby Shepherd and Pete Anderson. Why don't you guys give a little introduction? Starting off, Kirby, you want to go first?
I'm Kirby Shepherd. I am the lead church planter of Embassy Church in Great Falls, Montana.
And I'm Pete Anderson, construction business owner and sometimes candidate.
Sometimes I like that. So, Pete, a big reason we brought you on here is maybe to talk a little bit about you running for city commissioner, of course. What does that entail? Like, how did you get into it? I guess that's a good place to start.
A lot of people have asked me that and how to get into politics in general, and it's not something I think most people, especially at a young age, can set out and do, but you're sort of called to it. So, someone who is working for a politician that I knew through a friend of a friend contacted me and got me set up with the local senator. And essentially, once in a while, races will happen locally that don't have a solid candidate lined up. And so politicians and business owners and people scramble to find local candidates. And that was kind of how they found me, just in this mad scramble to just find someone solid to run.
I see. Did you really want to run for any kind of public office, or was this kind of just something you felt you needed to do?
I had never thought about it, and but after a little bit of thought, it really appealed to me, and not so much the fact of running, but being able to actually do something politically, because I was one of those guys that felt like every time I voted, it was just a waste of time, didn't matter. But the thought of running and actually having a stake in the law and being able to make change for myself, that really is what appealed to me.
If let's say you win the race, you are our city commissioner, what exactly would your job entail? What are you going to be doing?
Well, I guess this is actually the perfect time to announce that the results did come in, and I was not successful on this run. But it was my most successful run to date. The first time I ran, I think I got about 300 votes, and this time it was 5,200. Wow. And it was a really interesting race because it's nonpartisan, but you have like the obvious Republican candidates and the obvious Democrat candidates. But if you tallied the votes of all four candidates, it was almost an even divide, liberal and conservative. But not every candidate had the same amount of votes. So people are voting as Democrats, they're voting Republican and vice versa. So it's really a dynamic time just to be a good politician. You don't have to just be good for your party. People will vote for you here. So
yeah, I've noticed that about Great Falls. It's kind of, there's a lot of line crossing. I feel like people kind of they vote based on issues and not necessarily party affiliation, and that's I like that about this town. And there's our fourth host.
He is the young Republican.
Yeah, this is the man right here, the youngest Republican, Bernie.
Say your line, Bernie. Speak. Say your line.
That's it.
there we go.
Amazing man in many words.
Now he could win an election.
He could.
Much easier than myself.
Bernie 2026. With the other Bernie. the good one. Oh yeah. But yeah, I guess Kirby, I haven't asked you much anything. Have you ever thought about running for anything? I know you said you're a lead pastor over at Embassy, correct?
Yeah. So I've thought about it, and I think I would not run for anything unless I was asked by a number of people. But to that respect, I do think that it probably is a calling, and getting involved in politics as a pastor is something that people want to crucify you for. But
yeah,
we'll see. I don't know. Maybe one day.
I hope so. I think people do get upset about it, but we need more. In my opinion, I guess, I don't know. I think we need more people of the faith to get involved, and but that's just me, you know. So, Pete, we've all brought you here for one very important question.
Is it the fireworks ban?
It's not the fireworks.
Not that. That's really close. That's really close. It's, of course, we all know, Homeless Island. We're, I don't know about you. I'm in favor of it. I heard that and I said, this man has my vote instantly. Homeless Island. Sounds like a great plan, but.
Well, you know, there were a lot of surprises there, and I have been questioned about even just the wording homeless island, and kind of asked to see, you know, if I would take it back, if I'd walk back my stance, and definitely not. I think the more that I think about it, it's a solid idea. And I guess the premise, you know, homeless island as a phrase is supposed to kind of make people upset. It's supposed to wake people up. Because if you were in that room when I said those words, everybody was asleep. And the feedback I had gotten from previous forums is that it was just boring. Like, they couldn't remember a single phrase a candidate said. And so I knew that that needed to change if we wanted to call light to an issue.
You became worldwide,
dude.
internet famous as a result. Certainly woke some people up.
I think it's a great idea, frankly. What else are they doing? They're kind of just living downtown and breaking into people's trucks.
Well, what really pisses people off, other than the whole island concept, you know, because I think a lot of people are open to the idea of a separate space for homeless that's not in the space they currently occupy. But the concept of tourism and capitalism mixed with social services really rubs some people the wrong way.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a bridge to the island, or do you have to ferry to it?
Well, it might be more of a metaphysical island than a real place. As much as I think it would be nice, and this is me dreaming, but we have a lot of parklands. And when I picture, the image that comes to my mind with Homeless Island is like a farming commune within the city, because I try to put myself in the shoes of the homeless, which is going to bite me in the ass, I know. But if I was on the streets, I know that I would still need to be able to get to a gas station, to get to a job. I might be on foot, but I also want a place that I could stay and know that every time I wake up, all I'd have to do maybe is gather some eggs from chickens that I'm allowed to watch, maybe help someone who works there just as a helper, but just to kind of earn my keep a little bit. And I don't see what's wrong with that.
Exactly. No, yeah. It's
None of the other candidates were offering suggestions or solutions either. And the fact that it got so grossly misrepresented from what you actually said and actually meant is funny to me, because it means that some people are kind of scared that solutions are being presented.
A candidate for city commissioner in Montana had a solution to the homelessness problem. And if you're thinking it's building homes, no, that would make way too much sense. He's got a different idea. It's called Homeless Island. So he suggested that the homeless population could live in shelters sponsored by local businesses that would include advertising for those businesses on their exteriors. So we're gonna take homeless people and we're gonna put them in buildings with a bunch of like T-Mobile ads on the outside or whatever. And then we're gonna make them create tchotchkes or whatever. And a lot of people will go, because we know that generally people flock to places where they've been told there's lots of homeless people, obviously. And so they're gonna go there and then view the homeless like some sort of open air zoo or something? Like, every part of this is utter madness. He said he was inspired by poor farms that existed in the late 19th and early 20th century, where poor people could work for food and shelter.
I don't. First off, Homeless Island wasn't even mentioned. That's on him. He brought up the inspiration. I mean, but also, what else? What solution are they presenting? Honestly, just let them run around.
What do do for food and shelter besides work? I mean, I don't know, like if there's other alternatives, but if there are, I would be open to hearing them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, so in Great Falls, we do have a homeless shelter, and then we have kind of like the homeless shelter like Lux called the Bats. And so it's the same thing, but just fewer rooms and nicer. But one of my employees works there, and he's like, yeah, you know, it's nice enough that like I don't want to leave, but he also said if he had something better, he would take it. And it's like, ultimately at the end of the day, the only solutions we have are institutions. And I think most people, especially if they've been homeless for a while, are maybe a little bit more of a free spirit, like at least. And I feel like I can say with authority that I can speak on behalf of homeless people because I employ them. And I've seen it happen. I myself, I don't deny that I have privilege. I had the privilege of being able to couch surf and stay at relatives, friends of relatives, whenever I was in those positions, and not everyone has that. So, but yeah, no, I'm also kind of a late stage capitalist, and I do believe that you have to kind of like suck it up to pay for things. Like if I had to sleep in a billboard that had like a built-in shipping container and that was all that I had, it's like beggars can't be choosers.
So did T-Mobile like actually sponsor this idea? Because that's like a thing. We can take off with like one solid sponsorship. It'd be good.
I feel like it'd go 50-50 with those guys. Maybe Cricket.
So they're asking, Cricket, actually. So they're saying that nobody is going to, like, they're not going to have homes. And then they quote you as saying that they would live in shelters, which would, I would assume, be their home.
Yeah, that's basically what they're doing right now too. Is downtown you got the shelters.
I mean, I guess technically, if you were at Homeless Island, you wouldn't be homeless. It's
right.
Like,
That's a misnomer.
yeah.
So now you're
It's home
gainfully employed. You're working for your food and your shelter, and kind of like contributing to the economy and actually just getting back on your feet. Which I guess I could see why some people would be really upset with that.
Yeah. Well, and there's also other revenue streams, like, and this is something that's like real life, like not even a fantasy, but the buildings that we work on, they're traditionally like slums downtown. The Leland Apartments, it's where the Birdman killer was. A little bit of Great Falls history, maybe another podcast episode, but the guys that bought it are local, and they're turning them all into Section 8 apartments. But while they do that, their property management is turning the tenants into Section 8 tenants. And so we're not just kicking everybody out, but the profit margins, and that's where, like, as a conservative, like, I don't agree, but like it's there. But there's Section 8 funds, and like a place like Homeless Island could help everybody that gets into, like, everyone that comes to the island, if they're a veteran, figure out what their benefits are, if they're retired, if they have anything, if they're Section 8 eligible. And every single housing unit now is making money before you even start making money with the capitalism. It's like there's just so many opportunities there. And also, if I was panhandling, if I was begging, like, give me something else to do that could maybe make more money. Like,
For sure.
I mean, there's a guy around that kind of makes these like schizo shipping pallet artworks. But they're really cool. CM Doom.
I've met him. Him in person.
You know who CM Doom is?
I've met him. It's a great story. It was like 12:30 at night, right? And you know that pedestrian bridge right near the refinery? I was just walking along it because I like it was snowing. And this guy, disheveled man, comes up and he's like hobbling over to me. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And he asked me, he's like, hey man, you doing okay? You doing okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just walking. And he asked me if I liked art. I was like, I'm a little scared now. What is he going to pull out? And he gave me this it's a little CD case, but it'd been painted with like the most schizo. I got to bring it onto the show next time I have it in my drawer. Just like schizo writings with the weirdest color palette you've ever seen.
Did you like reach into his coat? And
Yeah.
Like, I want to show you some art.
I stepped back a little bit and he hits, and then disappeared into the night. I've never seen him again.
To be clear, I recognize that schizophrenia is a serious disease, and when I refer to schizo drawings, it comes with the knowledge of what happens to someone with severe schizophrenia who might not be medicated, but might also be medicated, and this is the best that they're functioning, and there's nothing wrong with how they're functioning. But most people don't know me as art history Peter, because I got into politics as Pete Anderson, but I used to be a little bit close to the liberal side of things. I mean, I have an art history degree, but that's like one example of like the unique creativity that people have that could be a source of income. Like, I would buy CM Doom's artwork. I think
it's neat. They're interesting pieces. I'm not gonna lie, and I love seeing them around.
What kind of work do you get into with an art history degree?
Construction. Well, first I got into bartending. That's the natural progression, but
COVID hit with,
so
for sure.
exactly. No, it's all about who you know, and I didn't know anybody.
Are you gonna run again?
Well,
Maybe don't tip your cards yet.
yeah. There's a lot. I put a lot out there, and that's the thing with Great Falls politics is it is a little bit of a who you know. And when I ran for city commission, it wasn't my first choice, but I was advised it was a choice that would be supported by the party, and I knew that was the choice I had to make. So I am going to run again for something, and it's going to be surprising, but I cannot reveal it at this time.
Well, if we clip that video by the Young Turks, then we can almost paint it as an endorsement if we do it right. And so will have the endorsement of the Young Turks, which would be good.
We got sweet.
What do we need?
Yeah.
I used to watch him, and I went to college once and been there.
Yeah, that's good. Just the once?
Just the once.
Like one day?
Because I thought the Young Turks were like a gang in Philadelphia, but I guess they're pretty simple.
And that's a show.
Well, it's good. I was glad to vote for you. Doubly glad to vote for you after the homeless island blow up.
Instantly had me. I was a little on the fence, but you said that. I was like,
I actually picked out the island.
really?
Yeah, so yeah.
You found it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's good. I was figuring we'd put it right next to the country club, which would also garner a lot of foot traffic. You know?
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, actually, it'd make the most sense if that's where people who were trying to get downtown had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone would be happy.
It would be good.
I was actually chased down out of that golf club next to the country club one time.
Who chased you out?
Golfers.
Golfers?
Yep. I thought there were no fences. They just had chains. And it was like, oh man, this would be a cool place to walk around. They got sand pits. But like, nope. It's not.
Chased you out. That implies that they had to run faster than...
I had to run faster than
That's good.
Wow.
But I'm glad you found a spot. Because that's the other thing too is this might be too wild to even happen politically. Not because it's a wild idea, but because things in politics just don't happen fast. I mean, people are so resistant. And also, they really be hating on the youth. Like, look at how many young people get into politics and then how many maintain. Like, there's a few that get in, under 30, under 40, but the likelihood of them, like, surviving as a politician is pretty low. But it can still happen in the private sector. We can just do it if no one wants it. Because I don't know. I say a lot of things, but like people get me wrong. Like I do actually care about people, and I'm going to help them one way or another. Even if the city's not going to help fund it or provide for it, it's like we're capitalists. We'll just make it happen.
I think that's the product of what we're seeing now. There's a generational shift that is occurring, and I recognize that within the church when we gather together for meetings. Most recently, we talked about helping out some kids that we saw that were they don't have food when they're outside of school. So the only people who volunteered to be a part of helping out in that area and actually doing something with their lives and with their time were people under the age of 30. And so there's a generation of young people that I'm seeing that really want to rise up and actually do something, and we're grossly disproportionately misrepresented in the political arena. And I'm hoping that time is coming to a close.
Well, I hope so too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I guess what would you guys have to, as a young Republican, I never really cared much for politics until, of course, I got older and I got a job and I realized I had to be an adult. What would you have to say? I feel like there's a lot of hopelessness going around right now, especially like it's over, everybody's bought and paid for. There's no way for, like you guys were saying, for young people to get into politics. There's like my voice doesn't matter. These are a lot of concerns I've heard my peers say. Is there any encouragement? Pete, you were saying how you got into it. Is there any recommendations you'd make or advice you give for people wanting to get into it, but maybe not knowing where to start or where to begin?
Well, I would say if you really wanted to get into it and you had the time, that's the biggest problem for young people especially is I have a family and then also running a business and working full time. Where is the time to knock doors? But you look at someone like Lucas Schubert in Kalispell, who was elected, I think at like 19 or 18, like real young. But the entire summer, he has the Republican donor list. He can call, everyone that's ever donated. And he was able to fund his whole campaign, knock on every door. And that's how you win in Montana. Other than that, you can put together a war chest and buy your seat, like George Nikolakakis, sorry to shout out, but like the advice he gave me is that if you're smart, in your life and with your financial decisions, about the time that you retire, you could actually fund going into politics and just continue working in a cool way as a politician. But the biggest advice that I could give is, unfortunately, you do have to choose a party. And I know it sucks because most of us don't align fully with any party and we want to be independent. But if you want to win, you want to have resources. And that's the thing is, the parties will rally around their leaders. So it doesn't matter if you're a little bit different, you're a little bit out there. At its core, conservatism is to be conservative in your thinking. You're measured, you're reserved, you're worried about money. That's the basic gist of it. And if you're a populist leader that the people like, the party will accept you. But if you're divisive, you don't get votes, the party's not going to rally behind you. And if you don't have any ideas, you can just follow the party line. That works for a lot of politicians. So
I would say prior to meeting the Lord, I worked a lot in influence operations. And so in doing that, we'd witness a lot of this kind of thing in different countries. And really, it's a long game. And when you're young, you have the luxury of playing the long game. And so get out there and start networking, meeting people, get involved in local politics, go to the central committee meetings. Those are really awesome to be a part of. And just start seeing how politics works in your local context. But as believers, and this is the thing that drives people crazy that I would say this as a pastor, as believers, I would say it is actually your mandate to be a part of politics. The Bible says that we are supposed to, that our governing authorities are supposed to rule well, and they're supposed to rule biblically. Well, as believers that are living inside of the United States, we, the people, are the governing authority. Therefore, you have been ordained by God to be able to do the work of governing well and of making sure that we are taking actions that are honoring to the Lord in all things. So we don't actually have the luxury as Christians to sit on the sidelines and hope that things go well, or whatever your eschatology is, your view of the end times, believing that we can just crawl under a rock and hope that Jesus comes back tomorrow. The reality is there's a lot of work to be done, and one day we will stand before the Lord and answer for whether or not we were willing to do that work, or we ignored what Scripture has to say about our role in governing and caring for our nation and our brother. I can't truly say that I love you and I love you unless I'm willing to take actions to vote in such a way that will draw you closer to the Lord Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's a good one, Kirby. I like that. And I like too. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We were holding hands before him.
Yeah, that's true. I was willing to die for you, and our producers were got in a scuffle before this.
That's good. I was willing to let you die for me as well. So
thanks. Always. One can only hope,
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys have noticed it. It's
I do love our producers.
Yes,
as well.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you for that clip very early too. I mean, that's a really big thing that I also wanted to kind of touch on too, is the kind of the generational turn towards God is something that I've not only witnessed in my own personal life, but in the friends I have around me, and it's genuinely changed the way I thought about politics and just kind of what's been going on in our country. But I feel like there's a lot of temptation these days to kind of just sit back and say it's Jover, it's nothing's going right, but I think that's definitely, like that's the wrong way to look at it. We need to get involved. We need to.
Yeah. We're not cooked. We're cooking.
Yeah, we're cooking.
100%.
Let us cook.
Let us cook.
As the kids say.
Yeah.
Simpsons Fortnite, guys. That's
Simpsons Fortnite.
That's the big thing that the kid. Yeah. No, I don't know. We should probably just end
I guess I will just say, yeah, thank you so much for having me on and believing in Homeless Island.
Yeah. And
We're going to go all the way.
We're taking every run.
I need at least 50 of these T-shirts as soon as you get.
Oh, yeah. Also,
that's what we're hanging
shamelessly
on that.
plug Homeless Island T-shirts coming soon.
Oh, yes.
We're also going to start a GoFundMe. We're going to put up a billboard because we actually care about homeless people. We want to raise money for this project.
We want to have. They need their own.
I am so excited to see the reactions to this.
Well, people are like, oh, make him live there. I'm like, please. You don't understand. It's like, great. It would be so cool. It would that I would live there. Like,
Dude,
you would live there.
I would.
You would become homeless
For real.
I get into that.
I'm this close. I'm already this close. Yeah.
So,
Exactly. But then you could never leave.
and you would have to work in order to provide your food and your shelter. So, and you'd actually have to contribute to society. It's good.
Man, I just count stuff.
I'm going to wrap the Homeless Island T-shirt at the church. So,
And Pete, when you make, I want you to sign it. We're gonna put it in a glass case right there. That's where it's going.
yes.
Signed Homeless Island T-shirt. Oh man, I'm gonna wear mine every day. Now I gotta take it off.
We're Pete Anderson Republicans here.
A new breed.
Nice. That's us.
But yeah, well, and it was a pleasure talking with you as well, Kirby.
Yeah, brother. It's been good working with you.
Pete,
Thanks.
thank you, sir. Kirby,
Scotland,
thank you, sir. And thank you for watching the first episode.
producer.
Yeah. Thank you, Jamie, for helping us. I'm not going to call you by your real name ever.
We should change the name every
Yeah, exactly.
And so what we have applies to our lives today.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
That's good. Awesome.
No, thank you guys for watching the first episode of the Young Republican. What needs to be said. Catch us next time. We'll see you on the flip side. It's what must be said. No, what must be said.
Just
I learned about the name.
cut that part out.
Yeah,
And make your
turn up.
voice in over him. Thank you for watching our first episode of
I like.
Must Be Said.
Come back for next week. We got Liza Minnelli.
That's perfect. All right, guys.